Alrighty folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga, and this of course is League of Legends. I haven't posted a video of League of Legends in a while, and thought I might as well get around to doing it. I went to actually look to see if I had any done, and lo and behold I don't. That kind of surprised me. But in this one I'm playing with a new group. It's a small community known as Degenerate Elite. Right now, there's a little problem. It's a new community just starting up, and we're having some website issues. But I don't know if by the time I post this they'll be resolved, but they will be resolved at some point, and I am going to promote them and encourage people to come over and sign up and support this group. Yep, bunch of good people. I've had some fun games, and here we have Heartbringers on Udyr. I'm playing Leona. We have iMikey30 on Ashe, Odofada on Annie, and Mikey XL on Riven. Now, this turned out to be an interesting game, especially as you can see here, there's actually Morgana in the game. That's something you don't see very often. I believe this was just a blind pick, and I don't believe that this was a draft pick, which is why Morgana is in there. Also, if you consider the team across the top, Ashe, Twisted Fate, excuse me, let me tab in this. Ashe, Twisted Fate, Xin Zhao, Morgana, and of course there's no jungler as far as I can tell, so... Yes, I don't quite remember the games, so there. I'm going to turn off fraps for a sec so I can fast forward the game, and then I will turn it back on. Well, actually, I think we get invaded here. We go to protect the blue, and then I get my ass handed to me because I actually walk into the group, not expecting them to be there quite this quickly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going to get my ass handed to me. It'll be right about now.
We do not know pity.
Man, all those flashes. And yeah, they get first blood and they will steal the blue, but smart of my group, as you'll see, the entire team is over here, and they're just going to take the blue on the other side. So I wouldn't call that overly intelligent. Yeah, I'll grant them, as I say in the chat in a minute, they got first blood, and they stole our blue, but they didn't protect their blue, so they didn't hinder our jungler. Still, yeah, they got first blood, but yeah, it's not going to help them too much. That's not to say the other team does terrible, but for the most part, we have something they don't, and allow me to go over this with you. Take a look at the team across the bottom. They do have a knock-up. They have Xin Zhao, which can do a knock-up after a couple of hits. They have Ashe that has a stun. Twisted Fate has a stun, and Morgana has her lockdown and stun. Okay? But they won't build any defense versus stuns. And as you look at the team across the top, Udyr stuns. I have several stuns. Ashe has a stun. Annie has a stun. Riven has a stun. We have a massive amount of crowd control in this lineup. And we put our crowd control to much more effective use than they put their crowd control. You know, and that definitely makes for a good team when you have a team that has a lot of hard CC. You know, Morgana has good CC. I mean, her ulti, if she can get in the middle of a group and make sure it goes off on a lot of people, and her Dark Binding, but that's a lot more skill shot than anything. And let's see, what else we got? Xin Zhao, yeah, he can do a knock-up after a few hits. Ashe has her arrow, and Malphite has his knock-up and slow. But for the most part, you're talking about on an ulti, you're talking about every so often on a hit. You're talking about another ulti. The only true continuous stuns in there are Morgana and Twisted Fate. Compared to Riven and Annie and myself and Udyr, who have repeatable stuns on relatively short cooldowns. You know? And the bottom lane here does well. Don't get me wrong about that. But Fate's turn, you know, that's all I can say. The problem here is simply this. When you get too bold, when you get too confident because you're doing well in the lane and you start making mistakes, then you start to hurt yourself. I don't know how to explain it more than that. I mean, not having a jungler definitely hurt them because our jungler had free reign and could easily pressure a lane. And not having a true support. I mean, you have Xin Zhao. So you don't have somebody that's a true support, somebody that has a lot of control like Leona. You know, Leona is a stun machine. Her ulti stuns. Her shield bash here can stun a target. Her projection will briefly immobilize and can stun a target. And her shield, you know, gives her more armor and more durability. And plus, when she activates ability and hits someone, you get some bonus damage on that. So that makes her quite a force to be reckoned with. I actually really love playing Leona. I'm surprised I don't see her more often. She's truly one of the best harassing bottom supports that's a non-heal that you can get. Not exactly sure what Udyr's doing. I think he's looking to try and gank, but there's a ward there, I guess. There's Xin Zhao. And not coming in, unfortunately, despite I got the grab, but oh well. Yeah, things will not be overly exciting in the beginning. I mean, poor Riven is up top, and, you know, Mikey XL here was talking about being denied all kinds of farm and whatnot, but Riven's one of those few that you don't have to get a lot of farm. You don't have to get a lot of sustainability to become dominant in the mid-game. Once the laning phase ends, and you're able to just get a couple items under your belt, you still become a force to be reckoned with on Riven. You still become dangerous as Riven. You know, pretty simple. And I teleported back, so of course that fucked me up. Why they're continuing to chase after Twisted? He must be low on health and don't know exactly where Malphite's going. As they continue to chase and forcing a flash and turret diving this spy and picking him up. And unfortunately going the wrong way. Should have gone with Riven through the tower. But maybe, yeah, enough speed. Yep, able to get away. Not by much, but 150, 140, 150 health. And continuing to chase, this is not the smartest thing in the world. Morgana coming up from the bottom lane. But still, Udyr getting out of there, getting away. There's just no help on that point. Now, the question. When does Leona become her most dangerous? Well, level 3. That's when you can have all 3 of your abilities. And they're used in a simple combo. Activate your Sunburst Shield here, your Eclipse. Use your Zenith Blade to hook a champion and dive in. And then use your Shield of Daybreak to do a stun and stun them. Your shield goes off and hurts them. And actually, you can take quite a bit of health off in the early game. And they are going to actually pull a nice trick down here in the bottom lane to get a kill, yeah, spoiler, to get a kill on our Ashe, on Mikey 30 here. But the problem is they try and pull that trick twice. And I was actually waiting for it the second time. And when they pulled it the second time, it will actually backfire against them. So that's something I'm actually looking forward to showing. And yeah, here's a tough lane right here for Annie. Being against a Morgana, anyone versus a Morgana can be difficult. I don't know who might have a hard counter versus Morgana. I would think Malzahar might, because his Void, he can cast at a distance, and his little Void cross there, opening the Void, whatever it is, he can cast at a distance and silence someone, and his pool can counter Morgana's pool as you level it up enough and you put it under minions. And firing off an arrow and managing to connect, but not enough to kill, is too bad. Mikey's actually pretty good at that. Guessing where somebody's going to be long range and actually having it connect. But also, you know, with Malzahar, he has that dot ability, which you can use to jump around minions. So I think someone that might be able to farm well against Morgana is Malzahar. I know there's a lot of people that would probably disagree with me, but hey, that's just how I feel. And you'll see the setup coming up here shortly as Ashe has reached level 6. And like I said, it's a good move on this guy's parts, but the problem is when they try to do it twice. Trying to pull the same trick twice, and there I go, spotting Morgana. And not the smartest move, actually running towards Morgana like that. You really don't want to reveal that you know someone's there as long as possible, because the longer you let them sit there, the less time they're spending in their lane getting gold, the less time they're spending in their lane farming and getting experience, and that would actually help Annie. As you see, we got some action up here on top. And going after Twisted Fate, who is in trouble, and down he goes. Malphite, not a very good lane partner, so focused on trying to chase Udyr. Left poor Twisted alone, and now in trouble himself, having to use his flash to get out. So definitely not the smartest lane partner up there. And there it is with the dive in. Nothing I can do. I do get the stun down so I can get away. Not prepared for that Ashe Arrow Xin Zhao combo. But when they try and pull it a second time, it will work against them. And I know they want to try and press the lane, but you know, Leona is really strong at holding a turret. Yeah, you can harass her at range, but will it really do a lot? No. Do you really want to be up there by yourself even as Ashe against her? No. Because I can just use a sword throw and catch in on you and give you quite a bit of damage. See, that's one thing I definitely like about Leona, is people underestimate her. They don't see her very often. She doesn't have a heal. They think of her as just a tank and don't realize that she's really what I like to call a stun bot. She just goes in and just keeps you locked down as much as possible. And here comes the lull arrow again. Let's see if we can catch it up and follow it. And bang! Actually catching Twisted Fate, keeping him stunned. And getting the kill for the shutdown, using the flash, but no, not going to let him get away that easily, as another stun card comes up, but not holding him very long, continuing to chase him, and into the turret, but it's just not going to be enough. Unfortunately, we'll die as well, but still, that's a 2-for-2 trade. That's almost worth it, except that Riven got a shutdown, which meant some bonus gold went to the other side, went to the Twisted Fate. So that bonus gold made their kills a little bit more worthy. And I just did not react to that fast enough. But whatever the case may be, as I'm saying, you know, people look at Leona as a tank, and yeah, she is tanky, but she's a stun bot, as I like to call her. She just has so much crowd control that Merc Treads are really a must. But the only one that has Merc Treads right now is Malphite. Look, Xin Zhao, he has Berserker Greaves. Ashe has Berserker Greaves. Twisted has Sorcerer Shoes. Morgana got no boots right now at all, at least that we can see. So there's no, there's no tenacity. There's no reduction of stuns and control abilities. Look, Udyr's already got them. I'm going to work for him when I can. Right now, I don't need a lot of speed. I'm pretty tanky. I've got the Heart of Gold. I'm working towards my next GP5 in the Philosopher's Stone. And here they go again, trying to do it a second time, but this time I'm waiting for it. Xin Zhao in trouble. That's going to end his little run. And here comes Udyr the other way. And Ashe knows that she is fucked. And that ended that. Like I said, to the well one too many times. And there I go, typing it in chat. Fool me once. No, fool me once. Shame on shame on you, I believe it's called. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Well, you didn't fool me twice. I was waiting for that one. And thanks to that little maneuver, that's going to give us free dragon right now as we take 2 of them out. Again, Morgana out of her lane, having to protect the turret down there, giving Annie a chance to farm up top. I give that Morgana some credit in the fact that she was trying to do what a good mid should do. And that's, if you have somebody push to their turret, try to roam and help get a gank. But her roaming resulted in very little, if anything. I don't quite remember if she gets anything at all in the long run. But there we go. We pulled back and got our kills in return. I got a kill. I got an assist. Ashe, I believe, got a kill at that point. Was it Ashe that picked it up? Yep. So, and Udyr's got a kill and assist. Riven's got 3. Twisted does have 3 kills right now. I don't remember him getting 3, but okay. Morgana's only managed to die once. Their Ashe has managed to die once with 2 assists. And there we go. Twisted picking up another kill. You'd think Twisted would be a big threat right now. He's got 4 kills, even though he's got 3 deaths, but a lot of people have been saying Twisted has needed a buff for a long time, and after this,
enemy killing spree.
I tend to believe it. I mean, you see, look, Twisted going there, getting all kinds of kills, and Ashe has got to back off. Yeah, not the best move, and should not have gone in like that. Should have just let him go and hand him another kill. And things not looking too well for my team right now. All those kills going out. Their Twisted Fate, as you can see, 5 kills right now. You would think that'd make him incredibly dangerous. I don't know if he was just getting lucky and getting the last hits or what, but he ends up not being a threat. They really want this lower lane for some reason. I don't know why. Just for some reason, they really wanted this lower turret. Morgana kept wandering down here. The reality is, in the top lane, a Twisted Fate, an AP Twisted Fate, is no match for a Riven. Pretty simple. They did take the top tower. That's expected at this point. It was 2v1. So you expect them to take top tower. And having already used her dash, yeah, gonna stun her, but again,
The time for talk is over.
keep jumping forward, Riven. Look at them having to flash out of there. No match. No match at all. Riven's only got a BF sword and a Duran's blade, and yet was driven out to a Twisted Fate who has many more kills, and Ashe getting caught. There's another stun, and I'm just going under the tower. This Ashe is dead as far as I'm concerned. And down she goes, and I take a couple more tower hits from my effort, but managing to get out, and there's a teleport in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm hurt. I'm just gonna leave. Well, maybe not. I have a couple potions I can use still. I actually got level 1 boots now, so I can run around a little bit. Nope, baited that out of her. Saw Morgana coming, knew she was going to try and dark by me, so I just waited for it until she threw it, and then I just flashed. My ears itching, excuse me. And so I just waited for it until she threw it, and then I just flashed past it, and that just completely nullified her trying to get me. And am I gonna pay for this? I will get stunned, but will I pay for it in the long run? Yeah, probably, especially mouse cut a ulti in. So a double ulti to kill me right there. Keep going, Ash, keep going. And there you go, managing to finish off Malphite, and now the chase is on for Morgana. You think they're gonna go under there? I think they're gonna go under there. Got greedy. That's all I can say. They got greedy. I think that's something that hindered them in the long run as well. They got greedy at times. As you see, they killed me, and then they just decided to stay even longer because they wanted the tower, they wanted Ash, and then already being hurt from the tower and whatnot, Udyr was able to waltz in and help clean up with Ash. Part of a good team is knowing when to back the hell out. Udyr, interesting items there. I wonder what he's building for. I don't know what that would build into. Maybe Aegis of Legion, something like that. And yeah, that's just not very smart, trying to teleport out like that. And now there's 3 of them down here. Make that 4 of them because Malphite is in the area. There is no way in hell I'm going to be able to hold this tower against 3 or 4. That's just ridiculous. But I'm making a good effort at it. But no help's going to come, and that tower's just going to go down. Nobody came to help. Nobody came to back me up. No Udyr. No Annie. But Annie could have come down. I mean, her tower's got a lot of health. Yeah, let Morgana beat on a solo. Come down and help to pick up the 4 that are sitting here. And something else that these guys do, and that was part of it right there. They start roaming as a group, and they start surprise ganking like that. You know, they start trying to hide and start surprise ganking. And again, go to the well one too many times. It's going to hurt you in the long run if the other team learns to make an adjustment. You know, pretty simple. Here we go. Twisted Fate, out of position. And yeah, he's just going to be melted. Oh, great ulti there. And just going to go right in after Ash. And, you know, that's great. They focus the tank. They're still beating on the tank. Annie gets a double. No, excuse me. Udyr gets a double kill. Continuing. Oops, into the tower. Oops. And they get aced. There's the greed I was talking about. So greedy for the kills. Oh, we only got Annie and Udyr left, so let's go under the tower. And they went under the tower. They got, you know, Tibbers was there. Udyr was there. Their greed just cost them. And even though they picked up a couple kills, they still got aced for it. And in all that time, Riven was just pushing this lane down here. Now they're blue, unprotected. Yes, they do have sight on it right now, but Riven's trying to clean it up before it's too late. I don't know if anyone's going to come and contest her. I mean, there we go. She does manage to get out. Interesting that no one came to contest that. But something they continued to do, and it was really not the smartest thing on their part, was, like I said, to be greedy, but to try and do these ridiculous ambushes. You know, they're trying to do these ridiculous ambushes where they would get someone to try and come in and face check a bush and get slaughtered. And that, I think, maybe worked once or twice, but then we started preparing for it. We started expecting it, and it really started biting them in the end. And yeah, I'm in trouble there. Allow me to stop most of you. That only leaves Morgana, who doesn't have her dark binding anymore, and I am able to get out of there. And not able to contest the dragon, unfortunately. And yeah, time to back the fuck out. Look at that! Flashing to try and catch up to me. This is how greedy they were. I was nowhere close, and they tried to flash to catch up to me. Now, right now, they do have an advantage in terms of team gold, I believe. We have 1 tower and a dragon. They have a dragon and 3 towers. So yeah, they have a 2-tower advantage on us right now. We have a 2-kill advantage, though. And our Udyr is getting pretty damn strong. Our Riven has already got a Giant's Belt and a Vampiric Scepter. Our Annie is starting to become a little bit dangerous. Ashe is definitely dangerous. We have BF Sword, a Phantom Dancer with a Vampiric Scepter. And I'm just, you know, building tank. I'm not exactly what I'm sure I'm going for with the Chain Vest. I forget. But I don't know what was with this team. I don't know if they were pre-made or if they were like a 4 group with a random or a 3 group and a 2 group or something like that. Because we were a 5 pre-made. That usually means you'll go up against more talented or other pre-mades or stuff. And I just don't know what we came up against, that they kept just trying to pull the same tricks. And that's the only thing I can think of is that they are pre-made, that these tricks have worked for them before. You see, like that. And should not have gone alone, but managing to flash over the wall and get away is Udyr. But see, they kept going to that. They kept going to hiding in the bush. They kept going to trying to do these big 5 ganks on a single person. When do you learn that there are teams out there that's not always going to fall for that? I mean, we can clearly see them coming in here. I think that was another problem they had. They relied almost strictly on Twisted Fate's ulti for vision. We don't have many wards, but we do have a few. It gives us more vision than them. And Annie going with the sorceress shoes here, but you can see Riven has Merc Treads, I have Merc Treads, and Udyr has Merc Treads. It's 3 of us that are ready for their control abilities, so we'll come out of our stuns faster than they will, because there's nothing in here, absolutely nothing for control in here. Oh, excuse me, that's right, there was one, Malphite. Malphite's trying to build as their ultimate tank. And, you know, just get around Malphite, you got the rest dead. But as I was saying earlier, I believe that this team was a pre-made that had success pulling this tactic before, maybe even several times, where they would all group up in one bush on the enemy side and do this big bush gank on 1 or 2 people or on the team. But for a team that actually figures it out, yeah, they did go and they did do Baron. That's something we didn't expect for them to go that early and do it. And we paid for that, not having vision on Baron at that point. You know, but it's fine. And you can see here how we're already adjusting to their tactics. Mikey and Odofada standing in the bush here. And then Mikey 30, myself, and Heartbringer all together as well. Not roaming alone, not going alone. Making sure that we protect each other. So your bush gank is going to be very hard to pull off because the entire team is staying close together. Now look at this right here. we know. We're already talking in vent. That we know they're right here. You see us pick, you see the ping the map. We know they're right there. We know it. We know they're trying to pull this. With only Xin Zhao standing here, the rest of the team missing. He's out there so brazenly. We know it's a bait. All we're waiting for right now is Ash's hawk shot. As soon as her hawk shot comes up, watch what happens. And mind you, they have Baron right now. We're just waiting patiently. And ta-da! Arrow lead in. Ulti, slows. Dive-ins. Down goes Ash. Here comes Tibbers. There we go. There's a triple kill. I pick up a kill as well. There you go. Mikey 30 was upset. It's like, oh, as soon as they go, they jump right on me. They come after me like Xin Zhao went after him. And I was like, dude, they're not being mean, but good. Because if they're jumping you, they're ignoring Annie. And Annie's Tibbers and her burst magic right now are our biggest danger. Despite not having a Rabadon's, really she's the biggest threat. That we just have so much CC compared to them. And you saw exactly what I'm talking about when you keep going to the same trick, to the same tactic, where they were grouping up and hiding in bushes, trying to jump out and grab everybody because they thought it might be funny. Guess what? It's not. Teams will figure you out, and they will turn you around. See, this is why I could probably beat Xin Zhao, or at least stand up to him till somebody came to help me, but I'm not going to. Why? The rest of the team could easily be hiding in a bush waiting for me. And overall on their team, the only threat that they'll have, I think by the end, is their Twisted Fate. You know, maybe Morgana. Morgana's got a ton of CS at 174. But look, despite her early problems, Riven's got 147 now. Our Ashe is 138. Annie's 111. Udyr's 105. The only one that doesn't have a lot of CS is me, and I shouldn't because I'm the support. I only have 34. But look on their team. Look, only Morgana's got 167. Twisted Fate's only got 81. Ashe has only got 65, Xin Zhao's only got 50, and Malphite's only got 64. We have 4 people over 100 CS, and they only have 1. They're trying to go strictly based on kills and assists, and it's not working for them. As we continue to farm, as we continue to play defensive like this, you know, I flashed there in a panic because I thought that the Ashe here, Mikey 30, was the other team's Ashe, and I thought the team was coming to get me. So I flashed because I was scared. Look at that Ashe arrow, followed by another stun, a dive in, and they got look what's happening. Did you see the Twisted Fate on their team? And Annie picks up a triple kill. Man, I wish this had rewind on it. Did you see the Twisted Fate on their team? Stunned by the Ashe arrow, then stunned by my ulti, then stunned when I dove in on him. I think I dove in on him anyways. He was held to nothing. No deer going to chase Ashe away. He was held to not being able to do a damn thing because he was just stunned the entire fight. And he got killed with being able to do very little after the full team engaged. Only Malphite has the tenacity. And missing my throw there, and they're gonna keep hound dogging me here. They're determined to try and kill me. And I missed my ulti, but Annie going in was enough. And unfortunately, Xin Zhao is finally gonna catch her. And I felt bad at that point that Annie died trying to save me. The reality is Annie should have run. I would have been able to throw down my ulti and stun them all if they had kept coming, and I probably would have gotten away. So, you know, I really felt bad at that point that Annie sacrificed herself, although she wasn't trying to. This what ended up happening, to save me. I'm only the support. I can die without having to worry. You know, giving up that shutdown for Annie is not something you really wanted to do, but oh well. You know, at this point, I picked up a Frozen Heart. That's going to take down Xin Zhao. That's going to take down Ashe. That's even going to hurt Malphite some. So I only really got to worry about Morgana. You know, their Morgana is pretty beefy. But take a look at Morgana's build. What's missing in there? A Rabadons. She doesn't have a Rabadons yet. She actually built the Hourglass before she built the Rabadons. I don't call that the smartest move. Yes, the trick with the Hourglass helps with your ulti. You go in and you Hourglass while you ulti so that your ulti can go off while you're invulnerable. But you're not putting out the damage you could. You're not putting out the damage you could, not even close. And we know Baron is back up, and they believe they're putting a ward up in that area, and we know we got to contest this. So we are staying close by. You know, we know we got to make sure they don't go for it. And basically, we're just waiting for Ashe. And I don't know why Hawk shot down here instead of on Baron. I'm actually trying to go to them. Sometimes I click and I misclick. I accidentally click on the mini-map and it doesn't go where I want it to. And surprisingly enough, they're not here. I see Xin Zhao, Twisted Fate. Look at this. Xin Zhao, Twisted Fate, and Malphite bottom. Like, frick, let's do this. Let's do it now. They got 3 on bottom. We can probably kill it before they get here. And now that Ashe is in, starts dying quickly. And an easy take there on Baron. Not contested at all. They're probably hiding for another bush gang somewhere. You know, the smart thing at this point, let me and Udyr go through, and the other 3... Oh, actually, even Riven can come through. Riven's very tanky. She's definitely a nice bruiser. Whoops, sorry. I was moving my mouse pad there. So, where the rest of the team is, there they are. And going to try and get Udyr. Oops, stunned, dead. There's a not-so-brilliant ulti. And just look, there's Tibbers.
An enemy has been slain.
Finishing off Morgana. Down goes Malphite.
Aced.
Can you say GG? So what cost them? Greed. Getting greedy for kills. Not CSing. As look, 180, 135, 191, and 129. They only just got Twisted Fate over 100 CS. Greed. Oh, and they surrendered. He knew it was over at that point. So again, greed, not CSing, continuing to try and play to the same trick over and over and over again to a team that's actually adjusting to your tactics, and not building to counter the team that you're against, such as with a lot of stun, not building tenacity, not building a lot of health. Twisted Fate would drop like a frickin' rock. Things like that, and it cost them in the long run. That's why my team, despite having a bad start in terms of giving up first blood, and actually Twisted Fate getting quite a few kills, and Morgana was in there pretty strong. You know, Morgana not building a Rabadons probably hurt her quite a bit, although I don't even know if building a Rabadons would have changed anything. But there you go, folks. When you're against a team with a lot of CC and you don't build for it and you keep relying on the same tricks over and over, especially, one final note, Why are you going to group up into a small group in a bush or around a turret when you have teams that have AOECC? The Ash Arrow hits multiple people when you're in a small group. My ulti, boosh, can hit everybody. And if you're not stunned, you're slowed. And you're just setting yourself up to get a ton of lockdown, a ton of CC, and everything else. That's all I can tell you, folks. They just didn't play to the weaknesses of our team, and they just tried to play to doing a lot of damage and relying on bush ganks, and I don't know, there you go. Anyways, folks, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. If you're not playing League of Legends, follow the link in the description down below, sign up, and start playing. I would recommend doing bots matches for a while, until you're level 10 at least. And I also will be start putting a link in the description down below of Degenerate Elites and Dirtnap Gaming. Degenerate Elite's website will be up again at some point. I would strongly encourage you to continue to check to when it comes up. And if you're looking for a nice community to join, Dirtnap Gaming as well, if you're looking for a very large community that covers multiple games, which I'll talk more about them in another video. But until next time, folks, this is One Big Bugger signing out. I'll see you then.